this week been like? Is it nice to have a little bit of a break now since you played 3 games in 4 days in California?
Yeah, it was good to sort of gather ourselves as, individually and as a team, and to get a couple practices under our belt where you're not, I wouldn't say rushing, but you have some time where you can reevaluate things and get stuff in order. So it's been good to sort of gather everything together.
I think one of the things that you said in the last game that was interesting is that you, as a veteran player, weren't going to put up with having kind of a slow start to a second half, and in this game you were going to make sure that this wasn't going to happen. So what are you going to do to make sure there isn't a kind of a lag there?
I'm going to make sure that personally that I don't have any sort of lag or any area where I take a break. It's easy once you're up a couple points or you're feeling comfortable yourself to sort of take your foot off the gas pedal, and that's something the older guys can't necessarily do, because when the younger guys do it, then it sort of catches on and kills us a little bit. So I'm going to make sure that just personally I'm ready to go throughout the whole game. There's not going to be ever a relaxed, calm. I mean, calm, in the sense of taking my foot off the gas pedal or not being engaged in the game. So I'm just going to try to lead those guys in that way, and I think we'll respond pretty well.
Myles, one area that was a problem for you guys on that trip was defending the three-point line. Gave up, I think, 10 three-pointers, made three-pointers a game. What are you guys going to do this week to tighten that up?
Coach has been preaching to us about how we're one of 303rd in the country in giving up three-point field goal percentages. But the thing is that we always can improve from it. We saw that we gave up a lot of three-pointers, so I guess now you can expect to see a little bit more ball pressure. Even from guys who probably shouldn't be ball pressuring a lot. We have to trust the fact that we have options on the court and off the bench, so that if we do pressure and we might get into foul trouble, that we have guys that come in that will do the same thing. We just have to take the game to another level, instead of being so not casual, might not be the word, but instead of just letting our opponents have their own way at the three-point line.
Well, when you look at kind of what was going on, if you put your finger on it, was it just you weren't pressuring the ball enough, or shooters enough, or how would you kind of
I think it also turns to the fact that we're not sticking with our defensive system. Like when a guy drives, instead of committing in as they're driving, when we should be committing out. Not giving up on certain plays, getting back in transition and matching up with the right men. And the thing is, it still comes with time. We're still early in the season, but I mean, we're starting to get to the point now where I can't say that anymore. I shouldn't be saying that anymore. We should be moving forward from it. And I think this week we've really pressed on the fact of trying not to be that team that gives up 10 three-pointers a game and lets teams just have this 40+% from the three-point line.
Matt, when you said in time of reevaluation, what has the week of reevaluation done for you then?
We've made maybe a tweak or two defensively with the bigs and the guards, and we've talked about necessarily why we're not defending well at the three-point line, and a lot of it has to do with the bigs and the guards both. So we were able to sort of talk about why we thought teams were shooting so well against us and what we need to do. So that in that sense we reevaluated, and then also I think personally people reflected on how they played and what they need to do better and how they can improve.
Myles, do you feel like your team grew up at all going on that trip, going 1 and 2?
Definitely, because I feel like now we know that we're not as good as we thought we were, and the thing is that we can get better. Sometimes teams need to lose and get that wake up call to be to understand that we're not in high school no more. To get the freshmen along, to realize that you're not the only person on the team. That we have so many weapons that you can trust the person next to you, or you can just make your teammates better. I think that losing definitely helped us. I feel like it helped me, and I feel like it will help a lot of the players. To realize that we have work that still needs to be done, And the thing is, I think last game we lost the game by ourselves. We should take all credit for losing that game because it was offense, and we got really selfish as the game went on, because the guys haven't really came to the role that we don't need the home run plays. We need to come out in the second half and keep the pedal on the metal when we're winning coming into the second half. And that comes with experience, and that comes with learning college and realizing that there's 2 halves, so it's practically like 2 games. You can do very well in the first half, but if you come out in the second half lackadaisical, then it would not turn out well.
It also helped a lot with the freshmen too, because we had a couple guys who won a lot of games in high school, won state championships, stuff like that, and they necessarily weren't, I don't want to say used to losing, because no one should get used to losing, but the first game we lost, you look at some of the freshmen, you're like,
this isn't.
I don't want to tell you to it's okay, because it's not okay. But hey, we got a lot. It's a long season. Sometimes in high school, if you lose a game, you're not able to compete for a certain seed or do stuff like that. And I think they were able to sort of say, hey, it's not the end of the world. We can still bounce back, win a lot of games, and make the tournament and do stuff like that.
So when you have non-conference schedule games, some of them stick out, and I'll ask both of you. Alabama sticks out because of the way they're playing, kind of both on the upswing. Does this, because of the reflection, mean more with an Alabama game, a prime time, and you look back on a non-conference schedule, and this becomes one of those big wins or losses?
Yeah, I think it's a game where we take every game seriously, but it's especially a game at home against a quality opponent that we need to win this game. It's something that we can sort of have one more notch on our badge, on our jersey, that hey, we beat a really good team. So I'd say we're definitely locked in on that, and we understand that Alabama's a good team. We're not discrediting them at all, and we're taking them very seriously.
Yeah, Alabama's very good this year, and what makes it even worse, we beat them last year, so they're going to come in here with the fact that we're playing well and these guys already beat us. We have something to prove even more now. So now it's up to us to take on the challenge and to learn from our mistakes in California, and not saying that this game is going to be easy, but to be ready that Alabama's going to hit us with their best punches. And this would be a quality win for us because we need to get back on our horse. Before we only have about 3 more games before conference play comes up. And beating Alabama, with the chance to beat Alabama, I feel like it would help us a lot. And it would get our confidence back and a lot of the other players' confidence. And I think we can move on from this.
On tape, you see what with this team?
They have Levi Randolph, who is a tremendous scorer. They have their point guard, I forget his name, who is a very good scorer and scored 1,000 points in 2 years. The coaches have embedded the how good they are and how well they play and how much better they are from last year. It's going to be they're strong, down south kids, Alabama Roll Tide, stuff like that. So we're expecting to get a very tough playing Alabama team, and we look forward to the challenge.
Matt, can you talk about the problems that Randolph presents because of his ability to do things all over the court?
Yeah, he's kind of a do-it-all kind of guy. And the offense they run, where we call it high action, where they have a big high when they're coming off ball screens, it creates a problem where our bigs, especially when we're getting out on ball screens, we have to make sure we corral him. If you give him the option to sort of play downhill, get into the paint, he'll hurt us a lot. And so we're going to try to limit that. And overall, we don't want to put too much emphasis on him because they have, like Myles said, they have a lot of good other players. But we'll definitely be looking to try to control him and sort of corral him.